Hey, this is the franchise Shane Douglas, ECW's original World Heavyweight Champion. Right now, you're watching the #1 wrestling podcast on all of Long Island, Monty and the Pharaoh.
Monty and the Pharaoh. Monty and the Pharaoh.
The Monty and Pharaoh Show.
And you're watching the Monty and Pharaoh Show.
Monty and the Pharaoh.
With Monty and the Pharaoh.
Monty and the Pharaoh.
It's Monty and the Pharaoh.
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 Monty and Pharaoh.
It's Monty and the Pharaoh. And Monty and the Pharaoh. Oh, is it Monty and the Pharaoh?
Monty and Pharaoh.
The Monty and the Pharaoh Show.
Monty and the Pharaoh.
To the Monty and the Pharaoh show. And it's Monty and the Pharaoh, baby.
Watching Monty and the Pharaoh.
With Monty and the Pharaoh. Monty and the Pharaoh. Oh, what a rush.
We've got the future Hall of Famer, that rocker, Marty Jannetty, and MJ in the house, and I'm sitting here with two more future Hall of Famers, Monty and the Pharaoh. We're doing that stuff and we gonna rock it.
Welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast. Monty and the Pharaoh, only seen here live out of Village Connection Media, live from Rockstar Studios, straight out of Huntington, New York, every Thursday from 8:05 to 9 p.m. At the board is none other than super producer, Mr. Stephen Miller.
Hello, gents.
And to the right is the star of the show, Mr. Jimmy Farrow.
Howdy, neighbor.
Jimmy, welcome back. Again,
you.
Prayers for your family. I know it was a rough week last week.
Yeah.
How you handling everything?
Good.
Yeah,
Yep.
good. All right. Well,
Thank you, sir.
Not gonna get much out of him on that.
Nope. But thank you. No, I do appreciate it. I do. Thanks, man.
You can catch Monty the Pharaoh again here every Thursday, live out of Village Connection Media, live from Rockstar Studios, 8:05 to 9 p.m. But you can also catch us on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, Podbean, Spotify, and now iHeartRadio.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Look at you.
And obviously we have our very popular YouTube channel where you can catch bits and clips of the Pharaoh himself and bits and clips of all the famous wrestlers that have been in here. And the Monty himself, which is a little boring.
What?
Catch us all on cable every Tuesday on channel 115 from 8:30 to 9 p.m. and every Saturday morning from 6 a.m. to 6:30. Long Island's #1 pro wrestling show on channel 115, and that is established.
Yepper.
And soon to be on channel 20. I don't have a time yet. And again, we made our first appearance on the Fox affiliate, RTF Sports Network, where we can be heard every Friday drive time to 5 to 6 p.m. We're all over the place, brother.
Yeah, apparently. Very nice.
People hated us. They certainly can hate us a little more.
At every turn. What else you got there?
I want to thank Aqua Cherry, who sings the M&P theme song Straight to the Top. You could get Aqua Cherry on where all music is sold, Reverb Nation, Apple, whatever.
Apple, whatever?
Just look Spotify, look wherever. And you know what? The great thing about Aqua Cherry is you catch them live around the neighborhood, performing in many clubs, and they're also in festival season. They're all over the place. So, awesome band.
Yes,
All right, so we're getting to a high season here on Monty and the Pharaoh. We got these little moments, right? These month clips where it gets real busy. February 29th, superstar, WWE superstar, Warlord will be in studio. Thoughts on Warlord there, Pharaoh?
Powers of Pain should have won the belts at least once. I know you disagree. Go on.
I do disagree.
Ah, come on, man. They should have had the belts once.
No
Even
mics.
if it was a short.
Dude,
they didn't need mic skills. They had Fuji next.
All right. We're not going to get too deep into
stop?
it. Fine. Good
What
enough.
are we going to ask him? What are we going to
I
ask
have
him?
no idea what to ask him. I don't know what to
Hey,
ask
how
him.
about that armbar back in '93?
You got a big melon head. How big's that melon
Big
head?
melon head? Pretty big. What's up?
Oh, they're disrespecting the wrestlers. I hate those two.
You too.
March 6th, we've got Hall of Famer Jake the Snake Roberts here on a Friday night.
That's awesome.
Jake the Snake Roberts. Thought on Jake the Snake? Anybody want to weigh in there?
You're going to be here?
I'm gonna be here,
What
and
if he brings the snake?
I'll bail out.
You're going to bail out.
I'll bail.
Who's going to do the board? You're going to do the
No, I can do the board.
You can do the board.
I don't know.
Where are you going to do the board from if the snake is right here? We got to put the board in the
I'm gonna
hallway?
man up. I'm gonna man up.
man
That's
up.
it.
Snake.
Man up for
You're
the
gonna
snake.
medicate
I'm
him.
faster than a snake.
Yo, people are really jacked up for Jake the Snake
I am.
Roberts. It's huge, man.
Dude,
It's
I
huge.
can't even, to be honest, I almost haven't even begun to digest it yet. He's so, he's huge.
We've interviewed so many great
No,
wrestlers.
this is like one of
Who's
those-
made you the most nervous, though, of all of them? Who's the most-
Nervous? Does the Pharaoh get nervous? Come on, help me
Yeah,
out.
you're human.
Valentine.
That was in the beginning.
Yeah, but Valentine is still Valentine to me,
Okay.
you know, so Valentine. Drink Valentine.
Did you ever get nervous? Did you get nervous with
Stan
these guys or
Hansen.
anything? Stan Hansen
Oh,
got
yeah,
you
I
nervous?
thought Stan Hansen was just like he
How
was a
great was he?
legend and
Yeah.
just like wow.
How
Wow.
cool was he? When
Him and
he
Hillbilly
was
Jim.
awesome. Hillbilly Jim.
Hillbilly
I wasn't
Jim.
nervous
I
about
was like,
Hillbilly.
wow. Hillbilly Jim's in
I
here.
can see that.
Isn't that cool, dude?
Hillbilly
How
Jim's
about
here.
Zabisco? We were like, blah, blah, blah,
Larry
blah, blah.
Zabisco,
Yeah,
yes.
that was
I was a
awesome.
little nervous with Zabisco.
Barry Windham, you were like a kid.
I wasn't
Windham,
here for
big
that.
You
deal.
were like a kid again when
Yeah.
Barry Windham came to town.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
What else you got after Warlord and...
Then we head Monty DeFaro with Village Connection Media to LaGuardia to the big event, which is New York has this event twice a year. It's the biggest event around. We will be having Mr. USA Hall of Famer Tony Atlas along with WWE superstar Sonny Beach at our table. Right? And at that show, for people who want to go to the big event, there's some really big names there. Undertaker, Braun Strowman, Terry Funk, Lita. The list is long, man.
Whoa.
Then we come back into studio and we'll have Tony Atlas and Pat Tanaka in a Rocky Johnson tribute. Wow. Originally it was supposed to be the Soul Patrol, which you sent that clip in the beginning there, Miller.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. And it was going to be the first time these two gentlemen ever were interviewed together. And unfortunately, the untimely passing of Rocky Johnson, we've decided to do a tribute. So Tony and Pat will just share stories about Rocky Johnson, good, bad, or indifferent, right?
Right.
Yeah?
Right.
Could be able to keep it together for that.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I don't know. Where are you placing your bet? You know how
It's hard.
sappy,
No,
you know how
I don't want to
sappy
call
I
you
can
sappy.
be.
You're a big
Although
wrestling fan.
You watch This Is Us Weekly and diminish my sap factor.
That is true.
Very quickly.
This is
Because
true.
he's sitting there sobbing to This Is Us. So
Wait,
he
you know what?
I can't say shit.
You know what? I got to tell you.
By the way, Steve, and I got to
Yes.
apologize to the audience at home. If for a few seconds back you couldn't hear me, it's because tonight, for some reason, what is this, SWAT team style?
Clipless.
It's kind of like loose, so I think it went
Clipless.
behind my head.
Yeah.
So people might have been hearing a I don't know if that happened.
No, you sounded
but
fine.
I think I'll hold on to it the rest of the night. How you doing, folks?
No reason
Where
to.
were we?
We're talking about sappiness.
Yeah,
There's a
sappiness,
movie
right,
with
yeah.
the girl, I don't know her name, from This Is Us, the real heavy girl. I
Okay.
don't wanna-
By the way, I actually know who you're speaking of. I
Right.
don't know the name, but go
So
on.
she's in
My
this,
wife loves
she's
this
in
show.
she's in this movie about she's a mother and her kid falls in the ice and he's brain dead and through the power of God he comes. It's a true story.
Ooh.
It's pretty amazing.
Very
But
nice.
I cried a lot during that.
Very
that movie.
inspiring. You did.
I did. I cried a lot.
What else have you cried to? Because we know what I've cried to with Spock and Kirk in Star Trek 2. But what else? You always kill me for that, dude. We're going on almost 40 years. I can't wait for the 40th anniversary. It's gonna get
Miller,
me. It's gonna get me a cake in the shape of
Very
a Vulcan,
rarely
a
did
Vulcan
we.
ear.
Back when we
What?
were much younger, we went to
Yeah.
a movie together.
Yeah. Star
Wrath
Trek
of Khan.
2,
Wrath
Star
of
Trek
Khan.
2, The Wrath of Khan.
And
Excellent
watching
film.
it was good.
It was excellent.
You had the
Come
fake
on.
Ricardo Montalban chest that he was wearing.
How jacked. How
That was
inspired?
fake.
How inspired were you to hit the juice? When
I
you
was.
Saw Ricardo
After that, I would be like,
Come on, man. He was in killer shit.
But anyway, so the movie's really good.
Yeah.
And there's the part
Yeah,
where
it is.
Kirk has his hand against the glass and
Yeah,
Spock.
well, Spock had sacrificed himself and locked
Yes, he
himself
had.
in, and he was like absorbing radiation and dying,
Yeah.
and
Turning
then
green and getting all
enclosed,
moldy.
Yeah, it was horrible.
So anyway, Farrell's
Oh, it
totally
was
quiet.
awful.
I
I'm
turn around
14!
and I
What
look
are you-
over and I go, "Are you fucking crying right
Yeah,
now?"
he calls me out in the movie theater. Are you crying? You douche! I was like, man, I'm 14. Give me a break.
The last movie I cried at was John Wayne, The Cowboys, when I
Ron
was
Wayne?
like 10.
Really?
When John
What was
Wayne
the
got
name
shot in the back. by
Come on,
Bruce
you had to
Dern.
cry in
Really?
another
On
movie.
John Wayne?
No, I came close when I seen Life is Beautiful, the
What
one
is-
with Roberto
what's that?
Benigni.
What
I
is
came
it? With
close.
Roberto Benigni?
Life is
What the-
Beautiful. It won the
what-
Oscar
did
about
it?
like 15
Okay.
years ago. He
All right, I
plays a
believe you.
father who him and his kid get caught up in the Holocaust. They're Italian Jews.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
And he
There's a
he
combo
hides
for
the
you.
kid with him. And
Wow.
he does everything and sacrifices himself for his kid. And towards the end, it
man.
almost
This
got
sounds
me.
like a movie for you.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But it almost got me.
He just, yeah, all right. Yeah, sounds like a movie for you.
Wow, that
Get
sounds
the
like a rough one.
Get the tissues.
Also joining us on March 7th is bodyguard Mr. Hughes,
Wow.
most famous for stealing the Undertaker's urn.
Oh. Yeah.
Is that wrong to say?
You've been compared to Mr. Hughes.
Yeah, well, by a pie Marty Jannetty.
Opens the door.
I don't. I honestly, I don't know what Marty was seeing double that day. I don't know. And also, Greg Gagne and the Killer Bees will be here now, dude. I got to tell you, I am very excited to interview Greg Gagne. There
Yes.
is so much
Yeah,
stuff there. It's
absolutely.
going to be insane.
Yes, it is. It is.
You know, from the AWA to Hogan,
Right.
to Adrian Adonis and
Right.
Jesse Ventura,
Absolutely.
to them hiring the Sheik to break Hogan's leg. There's a million things to talk about.
Where does he sit in AWA, like history? Where does he sit? He's one of the... He's definitely higher up on the
Dude,
list.
you brought up a really good point. Like, I don't, and I'm gonna
very
ask. We got to
honest.
ask him this. Is like, why didn't Dad put the strap on him?
I will never understand.
That ain't right.
I will never understand.
Got to take care of
that.
your family, right?
Yeah, I just thought it was
Look at
strange
Shane.
that trigger was never pulled.
Look at Shane.
Look at Shane.
Shane.
The greatest ever.
Yeah, he's the greatest
And
in
Dad's
the
the
world.
boss.
He's
You're
the
right.
greatest in the world, yeah.
You're right.
Yeah,
You know.
he is.
And then April 16th on Thursday, we have the Rock and Roll Express in
Right.
studio.
That's exciting.
That's huge.
You know, that's another one like Jake where I'm like, I haven't even begun to digest
That
it
one
yet.
you have to digest.
Yeah, yeah. Major.
It's going to be a whirlwind. Anyway,
We've been watching them on NWA Power.
bro, we're totally blessed. We're blessed for people watching the show. We're
Yeah.
blessed for the studio, and
Yep.
we're blessed for all the talent that comes in here.
Yes,
And
sir.
again, we just hope that we entertain you, whether you like what we say, we don't what we say. I know a lot of people don't, and they say it on YouTube. We get a lot of nasty comments, but it's all good.
Yeah, but why don't you remind the audience of the percentile, because we do get the what do you call it, the logistics, the analytics, whatever. It's like 90. What was it? 97.
It's like 97 something
percent
good.
of positive. So
Yeah.
those guys who like or girls or those things.
But when I mean
those things that are
when I
chirping
mean when
away,
people say bad
whatever,
things, right?
man,
They just
it's all
don't
good.
necessarily
Oh,
always agree with what we have to say
Right,
anyway, right?
right.
So whatever.
Right.
Anyway,
Analytics.
guys, before we get into wrestling, I just wanted you guys to weigh in on the Oscars we had on Sunday, right? We had Best Picture. Parasite won the Best Picture. It's a Korean movie.
No thought. I didn't see the Oscars, and I haven't been to a movie since probably when they were
Since
sliding
Wrath of
down the
God?
glass.
You haven't been to a movie since Wrath of God?
It's too emotional.
This was a traumatic experience. If you really want to get into this, the biggest reason why I don't go to movies anymore
ahead.
is just because I don't know
You
how
want to
many.
get shot?
Yeah, what the hell was that Joker thing? Who is that wacko? I'm going to see a movie about a dude in a cape and there's some maniac. Nah, I got really. It ain't worth it. They charge a fortune. Their food is lousy. I don't know. I think my last movie was probably almost 20 years ago.
Look, can I ask you? This
Wow,
is
I
a
don't even
legitimate,
qualify as a human
serious
being. I
question.
haven't been to a movie
and
in
you don't
20
have
years.
to admit it, but I
Oh,
want to
no.
know: did you guys ever go to a skin flick, like an actual
No.
theater?
No.
What,
Or
an
did you ever go to
actual
a city
movie
and go in
theater?
one of those
No.
booths to watch?
No.
I never went to the.
You did?
No.
Oh,
No,
dude.
but I
Did
always
you?
wonder.
Wait a minute. You probably walked the beat right in front. No?
Whenever you watch those
Well,
old movies
no.
that talk about the 70s,
No,
there's
I
all a
will
bunch of
tell you,
people watching
you
it.
were-
I
Some
will
agents
tell you
those places.
that the majority of the girls
Yeah.
who worked in
42nd
the
Street?
Peepers
Yada,
Yeah.
yada.
were not girls.
Really?
They were
Really.
not
Trannies.
They were trannies, and the majority of the, and I know this for a fact,
very
in my
interesting.
old job, is the majority of street hookers were not women.
Very interesting.
Did you ever go to a hooker?
No.
What?
Negatory.
No.
good
How
buddy.
about you?
No, you? Look at this guy. Wait a minute.
Okay, best actress, Renee Zellweger for Judy. Thoughts on that,
I
guys?
have no thoughts on
I didn't
any of
see
this.
it.
I was gonna watch it, and then I was like, nah, I'm gonna pass. I love Renee Zellweger, but I'm like, I think I'll pass.
What else?
The Judy Garland
What else
story,
was she
not
in that
for
I
me.
would know her from, please?
Jerry Maguire.
Jerry Maguire.
Okay.
Cole Mountain. She won the, actually won the Oscar for Cole Mountain.
That was a good film.
Right. Me, Myself, and Irene.
Yes.
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
No, I haven't seen it, but I heard of it.
Jack Quinn Phoenix for the Joker.
Oh, really?
I saw the highlights of his speech, and he's a nutbag. But at least he sounds sincere.
Yes.
The
yes.
guy who played the
He's
Joker.
brilliant. He is
wait
brilliant.
a second. Now, the guy who played the Joker actually won an award.
Yeah,
That's
he won the best
fantastic.
actor.
That's so great because usually the genre gets.
I'll tell you the one thing.
Slightly ignored.
Do you-
over the history of the Oscars? But
Did you see the
that's
Joker?
Great.
I have not.
Okay, so obviously you always try to compare Nicholson, Ledger,
Do you? Okay.
and then Phoenix.
Because I have seen a lot of his YouTube
I
highlights.
will give them a lot of
I have a good
credit
feel
in
for
the
that
new
guy now.
Joker. There's a point where Phoenix puts his head against a window where the cop car is taking him. It's exact duplicate scene of Batman Returns.
Right,
whatever it
right,
was.
right.
But if I had to make a judgment call, Phoenix was a better Joker.
Really?
Yeah.
Then Ledger.
Yes. I'll go with it.
I don't know.
That's a tough one.
And best director, Boon Yon-ho.
Who?
Bong Joon-ho
Bong.
for Parasite.
Okay.
What
is Parasite? I don't want to.
Parasite won the best.
It's supposed to be a very crazy movie, but you got if you're into
Is the theme the Kiss song that Ace Frehley wrote?
No.
Why not?
Is that called Parasite?
Parasite, yeah, Ace Frehley. Come on.
Dude, I don't really know.
Clink
that
and
song.
Kiss Alive! What's
I
wrong
don't.
with him?
By the way, Jones Beach in New York, if anyone lives in New York,
you're marking
the
out. I
lineup
heard
is
you're
out
Who
of
is it?
control,
Tell me who it is,
dude.
please tell
Out
me who it
of
is.
control.
Who you got?
311,
What? Who you got?
Hall Notes,
Okay, that's interesting.
Hall Notes.
That's very interesting.
Disturbed, come
That's
back
cool.
for the 20th
He's got some pair
anniversary
of
of the
pipes.
sickness.
Okay, what a singer. 311. I'm like, eh.
Good, help me out.
Give me a clue. I'll help you out.
Who sings Peg? Help me.
Steely Dan.
Steely Dan is there.
Nice. Wait a
Journey
minute.
is there. And
Wait.
the list is. You could.
real
Backstreet
quality.
Boys are there, man.
The
The Backstreet. Come on.
Wait
dude.
a minute. What do they do? Sing for me, Mike. What do they do?
Backstreet's back. All right.
Backstreet Boys?
Come on, dude. They got like 40 hits, man.
They were pretty big.
Wait a minute. Are they looking back on the things I've done?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh my God, that's so lame. You really want to go there and see that?
more
I would
lame that you
assume
know the
myself
words.
Or even singing that. That's horrible. Those guys are lame. Anyway, well, they sold the
Coming from the guy who
hell do
sings
I
the
know?
song.
Who knows the
I
lyrics?
didn't sing it on good. I sang it bad on purpose. It's so like.
But you know the words.
Of course.
I knew
because
Backstreet's back
the
all right.
radio
I mean,
went-
you couldn't be any stupider
Dude, I
than
know
that.
the words so we can dance if we want to. If you hear something a million times,
Safety Dance is a
Dance.
great
that
song,
is
dude.
Okay,
Men
that is a
Without
great
Hats.
song. I
That's a
do
rock.
like that
Thanks.
song.
Very good.
I do
From
like
the
that
album
song.
Men Without Hats.
You can dance if you want to.
Dude, sing a song and we'll play Guess That Tune. Come on, hit it.
All right. Seriously, I want to weigh in. Renee Zellweger.
You brought up Joe's Beach.
Hit it or quit it.
What?
Hit it.
Can I see a picture?
You don't know what she looks like?
No,
Jerry
I don't
Maguire.
even paint it.
She was the wife on
She's
Jerry
got Butch's
Maguire.
so
face.
long
got these
ago.
nice- I'd hit it.
I'd hit
I'd hit it all day long.
You know why? Because she won an Oscar. I don't care. I'd hit Dame
Look
Judi
at
Dench with the
you.
Oscar. I don't care.
What are you going to do it on the trophy?
I don't care. I want her to hold the
understand.
trophy.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You won the
Still
Oscar.
King Tut can win the Oscar. I'll hit it.
Hit it.
McMillions on HBO. Maybe.
What's
I've not seen it
All right,
yet.
so here's a very. All right, so it's a documentary on. Remember the McDonald's Monopoly game?
Yes.
Barely, but yeah.
So every time you, for a guy who's eating McDonald's all the time,
When
you
I
should
think
know
about-
that game.
Wait a minute, I don't eat it any longer. I haven't.
I'm not-
consistently.
we're talking
eaten it.
years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I think Monopoly, I only think of one other version. Was the Star Wars Monopoly version, and that's all I think about. So I'm not.
So anyway,
was there a Burger King version of
No,
this?
McDonald's.
Go on.
McDonald's had a monopoly where you put the tag off and you
Off
could win
the-
millions of dollars.
Okay.
Off the drink.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So
what
there
was it? Get out of the kitchen free card?
No,
I don't
here's the
understand.
deal.
What was
There was about 12 millionaires that hit this lottery,
Okay.
and it was all was totally mob related.
Oh, dude.
So it's a documentary on this. It's incredible.
Hilarious.
How they pulled this off, dude.
Mick Diano's?
Oh, dude,
What's
it's
going on,
unbelievable, man.
That's awesome. I gotta
So the
watch that.
FBI
Wow.
caught onto it, and they got all these guys together in
man.
one place in Las Vegas as a sting bust. But they were promoting as the guys who won the McDonald's deal. Anyway, I haven't watched it all yet.
Big Mac.
But
And oddly enough, they all belong to the Gambino family. What's
dude,
the odds?
what's the odds? No, what used to happen. What happened is they if you were a relative, they didn't want you to use the same name, so they'd hand you the $1 million and you'd kick it back later on.
Oh, dude.
Anyway, with all that, let's take a quick commercial break. All right, man. So let's talk a little wrestling. Let's open up. I'm going to open up with AEW. You okay with that?
Sure,
there,
why
Farrell?
not? Go ahead.
All right. So, bro, I got a few AEW points. I actually sat and watched it last night.
All
As you
right.
know, because we were on the phone.
Yeah.
As I was puking in my mouth. Because I got to tell you, these
You're
AEW
sailing
fans.
this ship tonight. What do you got?
Bro, these AEW fans are out
Yeah,
of
I can
control.
almost see
How
that.
could they even think? So,
Oh, yeah.
real quick,
Well,
Dustin Rhodes comes out, right?
Yeah,
But there's theme
okay.
music that's played, right?
Okay.
They literally ripped off the Papa Roach Last Resort song.
Did they?
Yeah.
All right. I haven't thought about that. I will pay attention.
Please, you got to check that out.
I did-
how they aren't in trouble for that makes no sense
I
in the
did
world.
tune
So
in
Papa
last
Roach,
night,
if you're
but-
out there, sue AEW.
Okay, fair enough. I have to listen. Go on. By
Another-
the way, wait a second. Who did he wrestle last night? He won. He beat somebody. I thought to myself, that's
the Sammy Guevara.
what? Wait a minute. What kind of booking is that? I thought that this kid's supposed to be an up and comer. Look, I'm actually calling out the independent
Yeah,
nerds
please,
right
go ahead.
now.
Have your
Sammy
way with
wait
it.
a second. Wasn't he like the first match against Cody? He's supposed to be so important. Wait a minute. Who did he lose to last night?
Dustin Rhodes.
Well,
How old?
No,
Dustin
no,
Rhodes
no,
is his
don't
oldest.
say it! Don't say that! Don't you say the age, you son
right.
of a bitch!
All right.
Shaking my head. What's wrong with you? Go on.
It's unbelievable how they don't squash Sammy Guevara.
That was terrible booking. What was that?
Here's the worst part.
Oh,
You ready?
come
Ready
on.
for this? Audrey Edwards, the referee. She destroys every wrestling match. I am sorry. It's like the wrestler gets
You
punched.
stop.
He gets punched in the head. She holds her head.
Oh,
he gets hit in the stomach. She goes like this. My tummy.
Does she?
Oh my God.
I'm gonna look
Oh
this
my
up.
God.
I watched last night. Where was I?
They
I gotta
can't
see
be
this.
giving her this type of direction. There's no
Oh,
way.
Man, oh, guess what? They are.
God.
I like your tone. You're
Oh,
like
my
a bear.
God.
He's getting Farrell.
I'm
It's
watching this
hilarious.
thing. I'm like, what is this pile of shit
I
I'm
don't know.
watching?
It caused you to call me, and I was like,
Wait,
I don't know.
you're
what it
trying
is
to watch
either.
a match, right? They do these super
was
flips
bad.
or whatever they're doing.
Like, stop
you can't
already
stop,
with that.
but you can't
Like-
stop from watching her.
You know what would be really cool?
Good.
If they just put out a horse, like from gym class back in
Yeah.
the day, like a horse, and they came flying out and did the horse thing.
Oh
I was like, stop already!
Stop hating on the AEW.
Well, I'm not hating on that. Well, yeah, maybe. Whatever, man. I'm coming to get you, man.
All right, so let me pile on, Farrell. Please weigh on this.
What?
Tony Schiavone's getting interviewed by Britt Baker.
Hey,
right?
okay.
And all I can focus on Tony Schiavone is the guy's got 2 gold diamond stud earrings in his ears.
Is that why?
The guy's 80 years old. It's like, take the fucking earrings out.
Is that why I fast forwarded?
Is that what you did?
I fast forwarded. I was like, what is that?
Can you weigh in on the diamond stud earrings that a 80-year-old guy
Look,
wears?
man, I don't
Not that he's
care.
80,
I don't
but
care
to be
what he
fair,
does
he's
with-
60, 70.
I don't care what he does with that, but that whole particular segment reeked of boring, and my thumb just went into business. Fast forward.
But you're okay with the double earrings?
I don't care what he does, man. If that's what he wants to do, wouldn't advise it. If you're asking me if I was the guy behind the, for television, but I mean, like, Tone, come here.
Do you think Vince would allow his
No, but that's
Jim
Vince.
Ross to wear a hoop earring? Hi, guys.
You know what I think Vince would do?
Come
I
on.
think Vince would. It depends on the person and the character and what he has in mind. If it works, okay, fine.
Well, this doesn't work.
Oh, that's what I agree.
I'm
Vince
trying
would probably be like,
so
you gotta be.
I'm trying to
kidding me."
watch a wrestling match where the referee
Right.
takes away from the wrestling match, and then I try to watch a interview where I can't stop watching the guy. I'm like, are those diamond stud earrings Schiavone's wearing?
Yeah.
Are we talking a midlife crisis here, dude?
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
like, get control of your
Am
friggin'
I-
company.
Am I losing it, or is JR seem to have lost his touch too? There's like,
I don't
there's
know.
some,
Do you think-
he's still
why
got
do you
a
say
fast-
that?
Because maybe he's not being given the proper subject matter.
Maybe he's just bored out of his fucking mind.
I think that's what I'm sensing. Or maybe not that, but maybe just a sense of indifference because there's an emotional level he's not hit. Look, I'm a musician. To me, announcing, even speaking, there's tonalities to it. I haven't heard him hit certain planes that he used to hit back in the day.
I think he's just collecting his paycheck, bro.
You know, yeah, it feels a little sleepwalkish.
He already did everything he's
I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It's not like he's not the most amazing announcer, because he is. But
and listen, I got to be honest with you.
I'm not so sure about
I
what's
try to
going
go
on
between
right
NXT
now.
and AEW on Wednesdays just to get a glimpse of what's going on.
Yeah.
I can't even get over the point that they still got that friggin' masked announcer. It's like, what are they doing, man?
What's his name? Excalibur?
Excalibur or something.
Where does the King Arthur come into this?
I don't even get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, it's pretty.
You're not a wrestler. You're not wrestling in the organization. Why are you wearing a mask?
It's pretty.
You're not a luchador.
And what was
Why are you wearing a mask?
What was with the two guys with their eyes poked out, the two pirates at the end of the night? Was that Moxley and the other dude?
Yeah.
He's also got an eye patch. They're trying to poke out the other eye.
Bro.
Then they're blind and they're fighting blind because both eyes are almost poked out.
You know, it's funny. I'm watching
That was
NXT. I'm
art.
watching
Really?
AEW, and then somehow my
happened?
TV just went to King of Queens, and I watched King of Queens because that was
That's
like the
awesome! I love King of Queens. That's a great show.
Should a wrestling show really be saying this?
Yeah, why not? King of Queens.
Oh, yeah.
King of Queens. By the way, I wanted to ask you about quickly about it.
Go ahead.
Do you think that King of Queens really grew even more on reruns? Because that's where I picked up on it.
I never watched it until reruns.
There you go. That's all I
And
wanted.
that Leah Remini.
Oh,
my
please,
god!
come on,
oh
man.
my god!
Come on.
Oh, you don't like her?
Do you think?
no.
Do you think?
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
No.
Oh,
He
okay.
like,
Oh no.
Oh, boy.
like.
Late nights on TV Land have never been better.
King of Queens. Great show.
Hey, I got a choice. Let me watch Excalibur or Leah Remini. I don't know. Or Tony Schiavone with 2 earrings.
Hi.
But very important.
What?
You know, AEW, after being so strong, they decided, hey, let's put the belt on Nyla Rose. We've had enough of Rhea.
Yeah, I'm really indifferent to all of that. Who cares? By the way, did I see it right? Maybe I didn't.
Go ahead.
As I was fast forwarding out of boredom, did I see this right? I could swear that the moment where she's given the belt physically was shrunk into the corner because they had a commercial.
Oh yeah.
Did I see that?
Yeah, another one of those.
What are you doing? There's a title change on your program on TNT.
Because I'm gonna do the
and you're shriveled
Hey, hold
into
on.
the corner. because
I'm gonna do the
you
exact.
didn't plan
I'm gonna do the
break.
same exact thing in the middle of your speech. We're gonna go to commercial break.
It was absolutely ridiculous. They stuck him in the corner, and I'm looking at this commercial about Tampax. I don't want to see Tampax. What the frig is this? Then again, it was almost fitting with Nyla Rose and the Tampax. And
great.
I don't know what's going on. This is pro wrestling for you. No thanks. What else you got?
I think you hate AEW worse than I do.
I think that I'm hating the overhype. I think it's absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, dude, I was listening to a podcast today. The guy's like, "What an incredible show! They gave it their all."
Come on. And Matt Riddle doesn't give his all, and Keith Lee doesn't give his all, and Dominic Djokovic doesn't give
Well,
his all.
speaking of
Just stop
NXT, I would
it.
weigh in on the NXT thing. Would be that I feel they kind of were very safe this week. It was very
Sure, why not?
Very blah.
But that
you know?
it's okay. There were a couple of very solid wrestling matches on that show this week.
No, the wrestling was good.
It was excellent.
Wrestling was good.
And the storylines made sense. And by the way, I thought about one of our previous conversations that defends this past week's NXT, setting up their pay-per-view on Sunday.
Right.
What is so wrong sometimes, if writing is truly good and consistent, what is so wrong sometimes with things that are obvious and following through with them? Nothing. Because back in the day, there was plenty of that. We knew certain guys were going to win as they set up towards a pay-per-view. At least if it's a good storyline, fine. So Gargano, for example, had a great match this week. He's wrestling Balor.
Yeah.
Fine. Made perfect sense. He was going to win the match. Whatever.
Do you think
That's
that
what
it's
it
too
is.
easy to like? There's going to be no surprises, that type of deal.
I think once in a while, if it's necessary to have a setup show that seems a little predictable but makes sense in the long run, you sometimes got to do it. Not every single time is unrealistic to ask permanently of any writer to give you Beethoven's Ninth every
Constant
time.
swerving,
That's
right?
not realistic. We're human.
It's kind of annoying
But
too.
we're
It
also
kinda kills it.
human.
Yeah,
you know
sure.
what I mean? So if you have the shows where you do have to basically be a little bit less creative to maintain a greater creative burst a little bit later on, there is nothing wrong with that, and that's what I thought this week was good. It was basically a logical setup for this weekend, and that's fine. That is fine. And the wrestling in the ring itself was just as damn good, if not way better in many aspects than what they're hailing to be champion on the other side of that broken brick wall.
Well, at least I feel like both organizations at least trying to have some sort of storyline.
Absolutely.
Right, so I got to give them props for that.
We're having fun with what we think is funny about it. What do you think of the Dark Order?
Stupid.
What's that dude?
Stupid, dude.
Dude, what is
the
that?
dude with the mat.
Some people talk about the Fiend. By the way, the Fiend's mask is from the guy who made Evil Dead. What is this guy from the Dark Order? What is that? Did he get that mask at Cedarhurst Paper?
I don't know. Cedarhurst Paper.
Wow.
Aisle 7. What? I'm like, look at it. And he's in a suit. Was he in a suit?
Yeah, he was in a suit.
Dude, you think he's going to eat his lunch on camera like that?
The guy looked like he was 100.
Because you really get a kick out of those guys with the mask who eat their food.
Oh, I do.
You love that.
I
stuff.
love that.
He loves it. He goes
I love
nuts.
it.
He's like pointing at me. Look over
I
there.
love
like,
guys
what?
that keep kayfabe like
Oh,
that.
it was one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Because I'm just in shock at how frigging
crazy
nuts it is.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
I'll never forget that time that guy was at one of our events in a mask eating a hero.
We're having one of the weirdest days of our life, and he's like, "Dude, look!" And I look, and there's this dude in a lucha mask, fucking eating his what was it? It's a meatball hero.
Like a meatball
Lucha sandwich.
It was like a lucha sandwich.
But seriously, I go to Pharaoh, I go like this. I'm like, I'm
True.
going through all this shit, right? I'm looking, and I go, and look at this shit.
Right.
And Pharaoh's like, what? I go, the fucking guy in his mask eating a meatball
I
hero.
got a lucha eating veal palm over here. I'm trying to keep this together.
Oh my God.
This guy's doing
amazing,
lines
man.
in the bathroom. I got a lucha eating a veal palm. Great. Thanks. Thanks, guys.
Danny, I gotta go.
I got a butcher and a rocker doing coke in a bathroom.
What? Would
I got a luchador eating a meatball
dude,
hero
you have
sandwich.
to.
Hero.
Hey, this is all. I can't anymore.
This is a true story.
It's true. Truth is stranger
God.
than fiction.
It is a
It's
true
strange,
story.
All right. Hey.
Oh my God.
Anyway.
And we got people leaving deuces.
Dude, holy rollers.
Yeah, you ain't get it.
Oh, man. Or is that holy smoke coming out of that bathroom?
So, I know you hate this angle, Pharaoh, but
What?
I gotta tell you, it's the hottest thing in
No.
wrestling, in my opinion.
What?
Mandy Rose and
Oh, you
Otis,
gotta
they're gonna have their Valentine's Day date this
You-
tomorrow.
You. And you're going to take it as a compliment. You're the E in WWE. Oh, good. I can't wait for the date.
Did you see?
Who cares about this date?
Did you
This
see?
is ridiculous.
I don't
Have
want
you
to
seen Otis?
I have the video. I didn't want to put it up because it screws up our
good.
YouTube
Good,
and
yeah,
copyright
good.
problems.
Vince,
But they have Otis training like old school 80s WWE, training for the date, man. It is so, come on, Pharaoh.
It was hilarious. It was classic. Fine.
So what's going to happen on this date? Tell me what's going to happen.
I don't really know.
Do you think Mandy and Otis will make love?
You're really trying to get me to root for AW, are you?
What?
I don't want
Do you think there'll be a hotel scene?
Don't start. They're going to build up to that.
Will they?
Yes, he's got me doing the writing. Oh, we'll build up to it.
Otis.
What was that?
On this week's episode of SmackDown, Otis prematurely ejaculates.
Dude, why do you care? Why do you care about these angles, by the way? Rusev, Lashley, Lana. This stuff is garbage. What's wrong with
Can
you?
I ask a question about Lana?
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
What happened to her
Which
accent?
is,
Wasn't
Are
she
you
the
still
ravishing
shaking?
Russian?
It's gone.
Are you still shaking your fist when you go past Vince's office about Ziggler and
Yes.
Daniel?
Stop with that single.
I had to just bring it up.
bring the stereo.
No,
For
all
speaking
time's
of
sake.
Lana and
Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, but speaking of Lana and Rusev
Right.
hasn't signed his contract. Lana signed a long-term contract. So it's like, hey.
This is awful.
And there was a rumor out there, and it's probably the only rumor, that Lana was with Lashley, fooling around with Lashley for real.
Stop. Who cares anyway? I don't care.
All right, the WWE announced after everybody thought it was going, WrestleMania with 36 was going to the UK. It is now going Hollywood. They're going back to Hollywood. Miller and Pharaoh, what are you thinking?
Well, that's too bad. I would have liked to see them do the UK another time. But that's me.
Remember last time they went Hollywood?
Well, refresh my memory.
Remember they had all those skits? Even CM Punk was in there. Remember he was with the machine gun. They were doing like movie clips. Remember that old thing?
Wow. How many years
It was
ago?
really, it was a long time ago.
Oh, God.
When I was a young man.
So you think this is bad? This is good? This is good.
I think it's
then?
fun.
You think it's good?
I think it's
Well,
really
I
fun.
think they'll have a
What
lot
about
of cameos.
UK though? What in the UK have been kind of cool? I guess who cares? They have. What does UK really have historically besides the great Wimbledon Bulldog Brett match? Any other awesome moments? I'd have to look at it. I don't want to
Dude,
diminish
you know
that.
what?
That was an incredible moment
I can't
in an
remember
incredible
everything
venue.
That I just
And
can't remember everything.
England fans are very passionate too. For their
This is
wrestling.
why I know nothing about wrestling, and you know everything.
I do not. But
So
go
I
on.
was really excited about the NWA Power. Nick Aldis.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
You know, Marty
Oh, here we
Scurll
go.
wanted a shot at the heavyweight title.
Yeah.
Nick Aldis gives him I guess not a recommendation, but says, hey, look, if you want to wrestle for the title, stipulation.
Yeah, stipulation.
But you have to
Pay
if you lose for everybody in the audience.
Right.
Which I thought was fantastic.
Yes.
A lot of the wrestling experts were like, stupid idea, it's not gonna work.
Oh yeah.
Well,
So
but
what
now
happened?
they have readjusted. So
Oh,
I
let's-
guess
well,
we
let's-
don't.
let's
I guess
hear
I don't
the
know what I'm talking.
readjustment, by
And
the
this just. So if Aldis wins, instead of Marty Scurll paying for the arena, which would be much cheaper than this, he has to give Aldis $500,000.
I would have loved to have seen him actually refunding people.
It would be much cheaper than $500,000.
It also would have been more creative. I think that this is kind of dope.
How about this? How about you just let the whole group in there for free anyway,
Right.
and just let it? It's
I don't
stupid.
know.
It's just
I don't know why
stupid.
they changed the stipulation.
I call bullshit. It annoys the hell out of me, man.
Yeah, I think it's kind of lame.
And speaking of calling bullshit, we want to go to my favorite part of the show.
No.
The most annoying wrestling All right, so the idea behind this, guys, is we have so many wrestling experts that have so many opinions. When I read their quote, I'm going to ask you guys to weigh in. Now, this is a special wrestling expert, man. I'm actually calling out Mick Foley. What? And it's in terms of the Bella twins who are going to be put into the WWE Hall of Fame.
Is that confirmed?
So I quote.
Wait a minute. Is that confirmed?
It will be confirmed
Oh,
Friday.
so that rumors are leaked. Oh, okay, fine.
Mick Foley writes, I believe Bella Twins are very deserving inductees into the WWE Hall of Fame. Great athletes, excellent attitudes, mainstays in the Divas division for years before the Women's Revolution, and were tireless ambassadors for the WWE as well.
Okay.
Thoughts?
Well, you should. Miller, do you have any thoughts first?
No.
Okay, Miller's cool. Thank you. Since you're the one bringing this up, I want your thoughts first, and then I'll say something.
I think the Bellas are deserving, but not now. I feel like they're look, they want people to tune into the Hall of Fame, so they have to stay relevant. I get it. But they've already got relevancy already, right? They've got the NWO going in. They're relevant. Fair?
Yes. Very
Right.
fair. Very fair.
Did they announce anybody else?
I am not sure, to be very, very honest.
I think the Bellas are the next ones up that are being announced.
Okay.
I really think, Joe out there actually put in a few names. Tell me what you think. Bundy, Bigelow, Martel.
Are these his opinion, or are these what he's hearing, or are these like the rumored...
It's his opinion.
Let me hear the ones that he said one more time, please.
Bundy, Bigelow, Rick Martel.
I agree with all three.
Before the Bellas.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Now, if you're talking about if they want another marketable one, then if they want to put the Bellas in, look, there's never a wrong marketable time to put the Bellas in. The Bellas are very marketable, so if they're doing it from that angle, then they'll do it whenever they want, because it'll always be a good thing for them.
Well, think about the WrestleMania Hollywood, which the Hall of Fame always follows WrestleMania or opens up WrestleMania.
Yeah.
You know The Rock's going to be, right?
Okay.
I'm sorry. Dave Bautista is also being
Right.
nominated for Hall of Fame. That's a lot of very recent wrestlers.
Right. Okay.
This is the one thing I didn't like what they did last year, where they did that wing deal where they just put guys. I felt like that was when I got a bonus from my job one time and they gave me $100.
They very
You're better off
quietly
not
put
giving
some
me
very big names into the Hall of Fame. Right.
I don't think that's the way to do it.
No, I don't think so either. I didn't care for that either. Major League Baseball has a veterans committee, but they still give them the grander. When they put them in, they still put them in with the same.
Do you think it's
class
like
and stuff.
Not knocking
a little more
Bruiser
accolades.
Brody's family, but do you think since Brody's gone, the allure of putting him in the Hall of Fame and maybe having his wife doing the speech isn't going to be as attractive. Like, people don't want to sit and listen to that.
That's a great point.
You know, it is a great point, but I got to tell you, if I'm, look, if I'm sitting in that room when it comes time to bring up certain names, it is embarrassing that certain people are not in yet. That some of these names you're bringing up, it's absolutely ridiculous that they're not in yet.
If Bigelow gets inducted, do you
Right.
think Lanny Poffo will do the speech? The inductee speech. You got dead air right now.
You are a troublemaker.
I'm asking you a question.
You really are. I'd like to say that he was a big ass. I mean, what's he going to say about him? It'll be terrible. He'll be all over him.
That he wiped his ass with $100 bills?
Yeah.
I've never met a bigger piece of shit in my life. Thank you.
He'll pull out a Ben Franklin coat and Hershey squirts. It'll be awful.
Maybe he'll do a poem.
A poem.
Yeah. Bam Bag Bigelow, you piece of shit.
What?
Bam Bag Bigelow, you were a misfit.
What?
Is that good?
Sorry, Bam Bam, you're out of luck. At the end, you were one cheap fuck. How about that? That's terrible! Why are you doing this? Why am I doing this? That's awful.
Bam Bam Bigelow.
Would you stop? He's got more.
You ate too much bologna, Bam Bam Bigelow. You never paid your alimony.
Remember when the Cowboys built off that trade with Herschel? Sorry, folks. We're going to a commercial.
All right, man.
Aye.
So I want to thank Mick Foley for giving us some great content.
Yeah, there was nothing wrong with that.
Being the most annoying wrestling expert.
That wasn't annoying, though.
It was a little annoying.
Dude, I could find you annoying.
You know what's annoying?
What?
When we were at the Jet game and Mick Foley
Here
didn't
we
want to stop
go.
eating his fucking shrimp to stand up and show us respect.
I don't know. Wait a minute. You should be totally thrilled with that day because, first of all, while Mandy Rose was busy, sniffing your armpits, I was stuck with the two ladies at the security gate explaining to me where the toilet is. Number two, when we did find Mick Foley, he gladly took a picture with you, but when you asked him for picture number two, he looked like he was going to sock me in the testicles. So I really don't know why you're complaining. You had a great day. At least Big Show was like, yo, bro, what's up, Pharaoh? At least that was cool.
That's true.
Jeez,
and you got Freeman McNeil.
Wesley Walker, get your jets right. Oh, then Joe Klinkel walked in. That's Gastineau! The hell's wrong with you?
And you had the receiver.
Wesley Walker and Wayne Corbett.
The
white guy!
The white guy.
Do you believe this? You couldn't say the guy from Hofstra. You couldn't say the dude who had a great 10-year career. He's the white guy? What the fuck is wrong with you? Anyway, go on.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy.
I can't shake this cough.
This is awful.
All right.
You're coughing all over me?
Super Showdown, man.
Great.
They just announced Goldberg against The Fiend last Friday.
That's awesome.
What are we thinking here, boys?
I love that. Why do I love that? I'm happy.
Love it.
Yeah, I'm happy about it.
it a lot.
You know what? Here's the deal. No matter how shitty Goldberg, you're going to get a shitty match from the guy every time. It's still every time he's announced, I'm like, I got to see it.
I love Goldberg, man. He's
It doesn't
great.
matter.
And I love how he was like, well, I know Brock Lesnar's busy with Drew McIntyre, and I was just, figuring.
Dude, what is
I never did get my rematch.
What is the allure on Goldberg? Mic skills, below average.
No, not true.
Wrestling skills,
not
way
anymore.
below average.
Not true. Not true on the mic skills. Goldberg's hilarious. I love listening to Goldberg.
Okay, but what
He's
is the
gotten
allure?
better in his
What's
old
the
age.
allure, though?
He's
huge.
not solid.
It's
but
just that he's Goldberg.
He's huge.
he's Goldberg. He's got that aura, and it's aged nicely for him. It is. Dude, you can't tell me Goldberg's not the kind of guy who would have walked into a scene on Sons of Anarchy into the bar, in a leather jacket. This dude is a monster.
So you remember Sonny Ono in WCW back in the day?
Yeah, I do.
So I had a friend that worked for WCW, right? And
Okay.
he called me one day. He's like, "Oh man, they got this new guy walking by," and I was walking with Sonny Ono. And he said to Sonny Ono, he goes, "Who's that?" He goes, "Oh, that's our new Jew on Juice." He was talking about Goldberg.
Oh boy, oy vey.
Fucking Sonny Ono.
Oh my God.
Lesnar against Ricochet. Oh, well, first of all, guys, weigh in.
What?
Does Goldberg have a chance to win the Universal title?
Possible.
No,
Why do you say no, Miller?
It's possible.
because I don't think he's going to make the commitment. I think he'll give you a good match. It'll be exciting and fun, and I think at the end he'll lose.
How much do you think Goldberg's getting paid for this?
A lot.
$2 million.
There you
That's
go.
a lot.
Hello.
And it's literally going to be... All right, so you're thinking, what, Fiend puts the claw on him and finish. Like, you're gonna let Goldberg get laid out like that?
Mm-mm.
Something bad this way comes. It's just, I don't know what, but I don't think he will make the commitment to come back and be champ. I just don't. That's my own.
Fair enough. And you, Farrell?
I think behind the scenes, Goldberg would be more than willing to do a short run with the Universal Championship like he did previously. I think he absolutely would. Keep in mind, his son has been watching his career now. He's been old enough to watch it, and I do think that factors in that he would do a short-time commitment. Whether they do it and actually give him the belt, what did I tell you? I feel like the match is going to end in some sort of no decision where neither one looks bad. Because I'm not so sure they're going to take the belt off the Fiend as we head towards WrestleMania. Who were you saying that the Fiend make a returning John Cena?
So this is my prediction.
Because this is WrestleMania.
Right.
We're talking about big time, big
here's
name
my
matchups.
So here's my prediction.
So I'm not sure what's going to happen.
Again, I'm always wrong. So, but whatever.
Okay.
I think Goldberg wins the belt in Saudi Arabia.
He could.
I think John Cena
sure.
returns to SmackDown. Him and Roman Reigns have a match. The winner gets a shot at WrestleMania, and John Cena wins a match. We got John Cena Goldberg at WrestleMania.
That is one heck of a match, as far as the marquee goes.
Right.
But can Cena actually help Bill Goldberg get him through a really solid match?
Listen, I'm
That
always
possible?
wrong. It's not going to happen.
That doesn't
but
on paper. I got to tell you, that match is as an architect looking at wrestling like two guys. I'm not so sure. Cena would have to really work extra sharp to make sure that gets over that match, and I'm not sure.
That to me, that would be a must-see match.
It is as far as the marquee names. It's like, wow, okay.
I mean, could they perform? I don't know. Who knows?
I wouldn't bet on it. I'm leaning towards the negative on that right now. But
Lesnar against Ricochet.
Yeah, fresh.
So they put
matchup.
Ricochet. They let Ricochet win.
Yes.
Over Lashley, which
yes,
in any other circumstance
that annoy the crap out of you.
Well, in any other circumstance that wouldn't have happened. But
Right.
they've got to try to make Ricochet strong.
Fresh
for this.
matchup. Fresh matchup.
But why do you have to sacrifice Lashley?
I don't like it. I agree. I don't.
There's
like
other
it.
guys you can sacrifice, right?
Right. I totally agree.
Here's one thing I'm excited about: John Morrison and The Miz taking on the New Day for the SmackDown Tag Team
Yeah, man.
Champions.
Please tell me they're going to win.
That would be awesome.
I want them to win.
But eventually, from what I understand, for WrestleMania, these two will fight and
okay.
fight
Thoughts
turn
on
each other.
Thoughts on John Morrison since he's come back? I'm interested.
I will tell you. Did you watch SmackDown?
Did you watch SmackDown
I'm a fan
on Friday? Of his. What? Yes, I did.
So the dirt sheet.
Yes.
Shock. I like the dirt sheet, but
I
the
do
crowd
too.
looked like the new crowd looked like they weren't into it.
Did they need a few weeks to like build it up and warm people up to it?
I'm not sure.
Because don't forget,
It's not that far away.
Don't forget,
like,
Alexa Bliss got hit with a lot of BS as she was building her show.
Right.
So let's see what happens with
All
that.
right. Corbin, Roman Reigns in the steel cage.
Kind of glad that it's in a cage. I'm glad they gave us that at least. Am I tired of it? Yeah, sure I am of that matchup, but kind of not right now with this particular match in the cage. It's okay to me. It's okay. It's not irritating me. It's just there. And it'd probably be a decent match, right? I think it probably will be decent.
Trophy gauntlet match. Rusev versus R-Truth versus AJ Styles versus Andrade versus Eric Owen versus Bobby Lashley.
How can it be Andrade? I thought he's suspended.
He's not suspended anymore.
He's not suspended anymore.
It's a false. Got a false negative on him.
And AJ is back after mangling himself?
I guess so.
Who the hell wins this? Oh, that's for a trophy, too, isn't it?
I'm going to go with R-Truth, man. Is R-Truth a Hall of Famer?
You know what? Knowing Vince, he'll put him in the Hall of Fame.
Is he in the Pharaoh's Hall of Fame? Is he a Hall of Famer?
Oh, that sucks, bro. Why do you do that to me? On the back of the baseball card, as far as like the way he was in WWE for his career, I'm going to go with no. Do I have massive respect for him, though, and what he did in other places, like being NWA World Champion when he was in... I have a lot of respect for him. I can see him being a Hall of Famer. I can see Vince doing it. I can see, I don't know, man. I don't think he is, to me. But then you'd argue with me on other guys. Like, I believe Samoa Joe is basically a Hall of Famer. So, like, it depends on... Is it because Truth never really was an Intercontinental or a U.S. or a... what is it that makes R-Truth to me just not... He's not right there.
He's comedic, right?
Right.
He's fun. I don't know, dude. You know what?
Kofi Kingston a Hall of Famer to you? To me, he is. He's got to be.
Dude, there's so many other guys.
Was Mark Henry a Hall of Famer to you? Because to me, that's about as close as it gets, man. I was like,
Mark Henry a Hall of Famer? I guess.
I mean, if he didn't have the world title run, is he a Hall of Famer?
I gotta be honest with you.
no.
With a lot of these guys, I'm very just like,
Does it still matter if a person holds the world title? I think it does.
Of course.
I think
You
it
gotta
does.
you gotta hold
because
the
I
world
think
title.
that's what put Mark Henry in the Hall of Fame. If he didn't have that world title at least once.
Or the guys that didn't win the world title were so good that they didn't need the world title, right?
That's an obvious, like the Roddy Pipers
Right.
and Rick Rudes of the world.
I'm going to go with R-Truth.
By the way, Rick Rude, did you see Velveteen Dream this week with the pants?
Yes.
Do you see what he's doing
Yes.
too? Is that Roderick Strong? He put Roderick Strong's wife and kid on his ass.
I love it.
This is just amazing. And he's like, "Don't worry, if anything happens to you, they'll be taken care of." Oh my God!
Thinking of Rick
the
Rude,
knife,
man. That
the
guy,
knife.
That guy Rick Rude, forget about
Oh
it.
yeah, how great!
Braun Strowman against Nakamura. Intercontinental
Love
title.
it, and hoping for a quick title reversal. I'm probably not going to get it, but I'm hoping for it. I want to see Nakamura get that belt back.
Kevin Owens and the Viking Raiders against Seth Rollins and AOP.
Really, again? Well, is there any stipulation this time? These guys have been
it's
going
just a
back
match.
and forth.
Nothing I'm reading.
They're going to kill each other. It'll be a decent match. I don't know what to think about the outcome, but what
All
else?
right, we were speaking about Cena. I'm going to read a little clip for you and tell me what you think. John Cena will return on SmackDown on February 28th as the Team Blue continues down the road to WrestleMania. It was on SmackDown where the Sensation Leader made his dynamic debut 18 years ago with his ruthless aggression. Blah blah
Right.
blah
My
blah
name
blah.
is John Cena to Kurt Angle. Go on.
Thoughts?
What? That Cena's returning?
Why is he returning?
Why not? Why wouldn't he? Is he done filming something or other? I mean, is it time? It's WrestleMania season. When do you want him to come back?
Well, last WrestleMania, he didn't even have a match, right? He challenged the Undertaker. Undertaker didn't show up.
So
right?
what do you think his role ultimately is this year? The Goldberg thing?
Right.
That's interesting. I don't know if it'll be wow. What? Yeah. Wait a minute. If he wins the belt, he passes Ric Flair.
That's right.
Should Ric Flair be the referee for this match?
They already did that, though, didn't they?
No.
Did they
John
do-
Stewart ruined it.
Yeah, John Stewart.
How great
That's
was that? No, that was great though. He was like, "If you think I'm gonna let you pass Ric Flair,
Cena-
you're out of your mind." I was
Cena-
like, "Yeah, John Stewart, I like you for one day. One day.
Does Cena
Thank you, just one
deserve
day."
to become the guy that held the title the most times?
I would prefer that they left it alone and left them tied. To quite honestly, but if you asked me, Hulk Hogan should have held the belt the most.
Yeah, right.
Who do you wish held the belt the most times? Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan should be like a 20-time champion.
You got to remember,
Doesn't
too,
that
though,
make everybody sick
every
out
time
there?
you-
Ah,
But
what do you
the
mean,
thing
Hulk
behind it, too,
Hogan?
is every time you win the belt and lose it and win it again, you're losing the belt quite often, right?
Right.
I'd
That's
rather have a
true.
guy like San Martino
That's
or Backlund who held
that-
it for years
See,
and
that's
years
the
and years
greatest
and
of
years.
all, obviously, the ones who held them fair. What about Lou Thesz? He held the belt for a very long time, too, for the NWA.
Different
Oh, my God.
time.
True.
I will tell you this, the WWE would do well by itself, definitely by putting Cena against Goldberg in the main event.
Right.
So you weren't here last week.
Couldn't
WWE looking to give up their pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos of Amazon
Yeah,
has
we know
expressed
him.
interest in purchasing the WWE
Oh,
streaming
God.
rights for their major pay-per-view events. Miller, you weighed in. I want you to weigh again. Farrah, I want to hear what you got to say.
Go ahead, Miller. Give it to us.
I will dump out of the network if they don't have pay-per-views, period. That's why I'm there. I like to watch the old things every now and then, but my thing is, as you know, a mark or whatever, not a serious wrestling guy, is that I want to watch the Royal
So
Rumble,
you-
SummerSlam.
You and I spoke about, like I said, hey, if they doubled it up, I'd still keep it.
Yes.
I was talking to Farrah on the phone. Farrah, your thoughts? Farrah gave me a very interesting comment, which surprised me on the double up.
If Vince McMahon goes and doubles the network charge, I will not renew.
Wow.
I will not, and I will explain why. Vince McMahon, for all the things that people say about Vince McMahon, I believe in my heart that he's a lot more like George Steinbrenner. And no, not the George Steinbrenner people love to paint. The George Steinbrenner who did things that if you read about his life, you'd realize he had a huge heart. Okay, it pisses me off when I hear these things about Vince, but if there's one thing Vince gave back to the fans, it's been a massive bargain, $9.99, since its inception, I think around 2014 when the network started.
Sure.
It's a massive bargain. It gives something
And
back
remember,
to the fan.
by the way, I used to own cable. They had WWE Network. It was on cable, and you had to
Right.
buy it for like, it was like
That was a
$6.
very
But it
small
wasn't
little-
pay-per-view. It was like
It
they
was
would just have their
nothing
shows
like it.
on it,
It was
right?
nothing
But that's
like
when
it.
it transitioned to network. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Right. Well, the bottom line is that this is one of the things that Vince has been smart to give back to the fans. It's an awesome deal. You have the entire history almost of the catalog is incredible. You get the live pay-per-views. I told you to not. He's going to make a huge mistake if he separates the pay-per-views from the network. If he was smart and he wants more revenue, raise the monthly fee a few dollars, because you've never raised it. It's been 6 years. You've been very good.
So what if
with
you made it $18?
I'm not paying a double. I would be willing to go anywhere as far as like Hulu. There's a reason why Hulu, Netflix, and Amazon are successful. Is that when they do a price jump, I've seen it go from $9.99 to $11.99,
It's like a
or
painless,
maybe
It's
$12.99.
like very painless.
It's like, okay, $3 more, you'll get it out of me. And like we said on the phone, if you have 2 million subscribers like Vince does, that's an extra how much money? So don't get too greedy here, and don't make the mistake of thinking that people nowadays have the money to throw around for you to separate the two. I will not pay for it.
Think about it in the stock purposes, though. Think about stock purposes.
Yeah.
They made their stock went up last year because they had the Saudi money and they had the Fox deal. You don't have it this year.
Okay.
So now if you
really,
get it,
you don't? They're doing events there this year. They're
not getting any.
Sum?
They're not getting any more
Really?
money.
It was a lump
yes,
sum?
it's just do these many events, get paid.
That's terrible.
So now you're looking at this. If you make a deal with Amazon and they throw you, I don't know, we'll just call it $100 million for your pay-per-views.
Vince McMahon will never sell his child. I refuse. I refuse to believe that he would.
I would hope it wouldn't be the case. It'd be a sad day in wrestling.
By the way, for whatever it's worth, the dude from Amazon, no, thank you. Don't want you.
The minute the McMahons leave the WWE, it's a bad problem.
The wrestling business, please. Stay to shipping your
guys.
boxes.
30 years ago, a couple of days ago, Buster Douglas defeated Mike Tyson.
Wow.
Thoughts on that? 30 years ago.
Boy, oh boy, I will never forget that fight. I was, what's the right word? Flabber-fucking-gasted.
Yes.
I was flabbergasted watching that fight because I was a huge Tyson fan. Not sure if you were. Huge Tyson fan. Really? Loved him.
I rooted for everybody who went against him.
Wow, you had a rough time until that fight.
That fight, I was crying. I literally was crying.
I was absolutely shocked. I was like, what is wrong with you, Mike? What I didn't realize, what was wrong with Buster emotionally and what was charging him and fueling him to win that fight. If I had really truly realized what was going on with his pop and everything, I probably would have digested it more like, well, that figures. He rose above and beat the crap out of Mike. But what really it came down to is the fan at that time, not knowing all that stuff really, was this, wow, what is wrong with Tyson? I had never seen Tyson get his ass kicked. And it was very interesting. And it changed his career, but I also want to remind people that he did rise above and become world champion again. So Mike Tyson was, to me, one of the most, magnet.
Yeah, sure.
What a magnet Mike Tyson was. Whether you loved him or hated him.
I was
so good for boxing and ultimately great for wrestling with the Stone Cold stuff. I love Mike Tyson. What a victory that was. Now, who did Douglas lose to after he just came in and Holyfield? Just
yeah.
came in.
So
Like,
I was,
hey, you upset Tyson.
So I was a huge boxer. That's when boxing was boxing,
right? How many rounds,
right?
please? 12?
No. No, I think it was.
When did he end him? No, it went longer than 6.
No, it wasn't 12.
It wasn't. They didn't go to
10?
distance. Maybe
10.
No, it didn't go near the distance.
10. It might have went
10?
8. Might have went 8.
I think it went 8.
Oh, I think it went longer.
So I was a big
Mel.
we were big boxing fans, right? And
yeah.
basically we were waiting for Holyfield. And I would, I had believed in. Remember who's the Canadian heavyweight guy that came and he got his ass kicked by Tyson? Razor Rock.
That was awesome, bro.
But I was
that was a monster.
We were rooting. So
wait
finally,
a second. Those two fights, by the way, Tyson and Ruddock, where he broke Ruddock's jaw. Those two fights are great.
But
there were two monsters
so here's the deal.
Going at it. Dude, those were great.
I had a friend in the Army. We both
fights.
hated Tyson, and he's like, Buster Douglas is going to beat Tyson. And we're laughing.
I know,
I'm like, I'm waiting for Holyfield. We're just waiting for Holyfield.
Right,
and then,
right.
And then when Buster knocks him out.
Right, unbelievable.
It was glorious.
You know the shame
No, it wasn't. It was horrible. I was shocked.
You know the shame of that fight was? That it was in Japan.
Yes.
Because the crowd sat on its hands.
Right.
Yes.
If that was in Vegas or Atlantic City,
my God.
the whole place would have blown up.
You would have had a magical moment.
You know what though? Does that, knowing how emotional Mike was as a fighter anyway, if the fight, entertain this, Mil.
Yes.
If the fight had been in America, it would have been a different emotional response, obviously, from the crowd. Do you think that might have changed Tyson's emotions?
No.
Because he seemed so indifferent as he was getting his ass kicked.
No,
Tyson looked like it was sleepwalking just like the crowd. Do you think maybe he needed some energy from the crowd? What if the fight had been in America? Come on, Mike! What the freak, bro? Throw a punch! I don't know.
You know what?
You
he
never
had
know.
Fired his people for Don King's people. If you watch between rounds, he had a guy who was completely incapable.
Do me a favor,
He
Mel.
he was holding a bag of water on his head.
Steve, do me a favor.
Yes.
Refresh me. If you can, Mike. Tyson had a father figure. Was he gone by that time?
Customato was
was
long
gone.
dead.
Long before he
gone.
won the title.
Okay,
Long
so
before he won.
before he won the title?
Way before.
So who was in his corner? Dundee?
You had
No.
Teddy Atlas.
Teddy Atlas.
Teddy Atlas
Teddy
was
was
gone.
gone.
Was gone.
Was
So-
Dundee in his corner?
I'll tell you.
No.
I'm going to tell you what
He
happened in this fight.
Right.
Miller's exactly right.
Wow.
He let go all the guys, and he had Don King. So,
not
so
good.
now you're exactly right too.
Okay.
You have a Buster Douglas that has nothing to lose, right?
Absolutely
He has
nothing,
nothing
and
to
he
lose.
just lost his dad,
And
right?
Tyson finally got hit by someone that wasn't scared of him.
Right.
And he didn't know what to do. Now, if he
Right.
got coached, he would have been coached out of it.
Right.
Teddy Atlas was there.
Absolutely.
He could have been coached out of it. He didn't know
Absolutely.
what to do.
Right.
He was he was like a child. He
Right.
was lost.
I agree, man.
He
was
literally had a
sleepwalking.
guy
I
in
don't
his
know.
corner putting a bag of water
Yes.
on his swollen arm.
Yes.
They had no idea what they were doing.
Think about it this way. Tyson ran into it again when he ran into Holyfield. He didn't know what to do, like a child.
Right.
So he had to bite him. He had to do all this
Yeah,
shit.
but you know what? That SOB was headbutting his ass. He was.
Dude, that's
I'm
boxing,
sorry.
bro.
No, well, not to that level. That guy was headbutting, man, and I'm like, dude.
Oh, we got a Tyson
it's
defender here.
He was headbutting him. You know what?
Oh, man.
You know what I wish? I wish they
Holyfield
dropped-
kicked the
I
shit out of him both fights.
under
End of
boxing.
story.
You know what I would have loved? If they
End
had
of
dropped
story.
the cage and said, okay, no more rules. You'd have a dead Holyfield commercial.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. Thanks,
We
Mel.
better- We're back.
All right, I got two more subjects before we cut out, guys.
Yeah.
Teddy Hart
Yeah?
was arrested yesterday.
What? For
Yeah.
what?
Illegal
Watching
substances.
AEW?
Illegal
substances.
substances. Not sure what they were.
Wow, that's not cool. What was that?
I'm not a big fan of Teddy Hart anyway. It really
Teddy
doesn't
Hart's
matter.
very solid.
So let's end the show on this one.
What?
NWA Power.
Yeah.
We
Don't
love.
you, don't you?
We talked about Docket
We're gonna have
into the
we're
fire.
Gonna have, we're gonna have a problem right now. We're gonna have a problem.
I cannot stand the new theme song, dude. I just don't think it matches. And I'm a Pantora guy, man. I'm not.
It's not Pantora, first of all, guy. It's Pantera.
Oh, whatever.
And Phil Ansamo is giving you the figure from Texas right now, bro. Fuck you. What the hell's wrong with you? And by the way, that song is called I'm Broken, and it is one of their best tunes. And by the way, I agree with you, it don't fit for shit.
It doesn't fit, right?
Bring back into the fire. And you know what the problem is the reason why they're not bringing back into the fire and the reason why they took away into the fire is Pharaoh's Curse.
I know.
Because unfortunately, I brought up Don Dawkins' level of, dickbaggery, and apparently he can't use his hands.
That's right,
anymore.
because he had back surgery and you fucked
And guess
Don
what?
Dawkins.
Someone had to pay for it, and he sued NWA and took the money, and that's it. They can't play his team no more, and that's that.
But do you
That's
really
not what happened,
think that
but
Don?
okay.
Do you really? It sounds good to me. Sounds like a good story.
You
Yeah.
jinxed him. But Pharaoh jinxed
Dude,
him.
NWA Power is like 80s.
Yes.
And it's like with
Right.
that song, it's like it's
Right.
not. It's like
You know what the best part is that the song "I'm Broken" makes you want to break shit.
Like ECW.
But here's the best part: the music's going on and it's a killer tune, and they're showing you Aaron Stevens. Hi.
Yeah, right.
Doo-doo-doo, 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 doo-doo-doo. It's like, well, that's not the riff. It's doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Anyway,
By the way,
it's
all right,
terrible.
real quick,
Anyway.
we're gonna rank them. We're gonna rank them real
Go
quick.
ahead.
Ready?
What are we ranking?
Who's hotter,
What?
Mandy Rose or
Okay.
Thunder Rosa?
Oh, that is. No, right.
What? Answer the question, Pharaoh.
How about Nyla Rose? Throw her in.
We will.
Him. Her.
Mandy Rose.
I don't even know anymore. What?
A Thunder Rosa.
That's easy. That's Mandy. Why?
I'm just asking.
Why do you ask such stupid questions? What, Thunder Rosa? What, have you been watching Thunder
Paige,
Rosa?
Paige or Mandy Rose?
Oh, you prick.
Mandy Rose.
Paige.
What?
Personal preference.
Wow. Why? Because she's like heavy metal.
Yeah. Heavy metal, man. Yep.
And if you're into heavy metal, how
Yep.
about Ruby Riot?
No. Paige. No.
Anyway,
No, there's a certain level.
we're going to
You just
Nutland. We're going to
ascended.
Nutland now. Anyway, we're in Nutland right now. By the way,
Go on. By the way.
Miller, me and Farrell were speaking about this yesterday.
What?
If you were lucky enough to date Mandy Rose,
Yes.
Come on.
that would be a curse.
Yeah, you can't.
No, it wouldn't.
Yes, it would.
I would go to a place with Mandy Rose,
Right.
And watch
where
her.
a lot of women hang out,
Yeah.
so they could see me with her.
Ah.
And they
Look
would
at this
say,
guy.
and they would
Smart.
say,
Dude, I never thought of that.
Smart guy.
and they would say, this cat's got something on the ball.
Yes.
So when I went there solo, they'd be like, hey, weren't you that
Look
cat
at
with Mandy Rose?
him.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, okay.
That's
So,
me.
all right. So,
But
that's
what about
great.
the other way around, where you can't go anywhere with her without noticing everybody's drooling.
What? I don't care about that.
He
If
doesn't
you-
care.
Dude, every time you turn around, like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom, all of a sudden 5 guys are hanging out at a table.
It's up to the woman to say, get lost.
But still,
my
isn't there
guy.
a certain kind of pressure on you as the man?
No, there's not.
You don't feel like you're being challenged?
No. No, if she's flirting with them, then I
All right,
just...
so let me ask you this question.
Ask
So
away.
you're with Mandy, you bring a couple of restaurants, everybody's like, that guy's got something. And now Mandy's like, I'm done. See you later. Now you're depressed, right? It's like, oh, how am I going to get a girl like Mandy Rose? But you know what? I was smart enough to bring Mandy to that bar.
What?
Girl's going to remember me. I'm all over it. So then you go there and there's some 50-year-old, 400-pound woman going, hey, you that guy with Mandy, let's do it.
Hey, 5 2s equal 110, my friend.
That's how this ends.
Yeah.
This is a lousy.
Well,
end.
no, it ends with
That's
you.
tough.
It ends with you hanging yourself in the
No,
closet.
I agree.
That's how it ends.
I had sex with a cow.
I agree. There's no way to go but down.
No,
There's no way to go but down.
Awful.
this is the deal. Mandy breaks up with you.
Yes.
This is your choice as you get a gun or a noose
Really?
because it's time to
Are
call
you
it a day.
that desperate with that?
No,
What is-
I'd be like, why would you listen?
But there's
You're with
so
Mandy.
many-
You had this, and she leaves you, right? But you had
No.
this relationship. Every girl that you have after that, you'll be like,
Yeah,
No.
that's true.
No?
What, there's not other degrees of hotness in the world. There's only
no,
one.
not when you get to that level.
Wow.
Yeah, but if
To
you're
that
going
level?
if you're going with Mandy
All right.
Rose,
Yeah.
you have to figure that at some point you're going to go out with other hot girls. The level of hotness might not be Mandy Rose level,
Hotness,
but
yeah.
still the level of heat
Yeah,
would be
there's
pretty hot.
usually a tip-off that you're going to get some consistent, produce. You know?
Yes.
You kind of know.
You know what would happen?
know?
I'm going to give you the story of Pharaoh, and then we could call it a day.
Oy.
Pharaoh's with Mandy Rose. They're
what?
dating.
Yes.
They're having a great time.
Okay. We are.
Hey, Pharaoh, how's it going?
Good.
Now, number one, if you're dating Mandy Rose, do you become
Mandy
PW'd?
Do I become what?
PW'd.
What is PW?
Pussy whipped.
No, I'm not good at that. I have a track record.
Do you become pussy whipped? No?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, me too.
No, I don't know.
Hey, quit that show. I don't want you on that show. Okay.
Okay.
No.
I'm out.
Really?
Nice knowing you.
What?
Nice knowing you, Savalo. You got to find someone else to do the board. Sorry, I'm out.
What am I so?
Wait, here's my point.
Man, no.
Here's my point.
Oy, go
You're
on.
with Mandy,
Yeah.
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Having a great time. Great woman. Very friendly.
Yeah, having a great time. Go
And
on.
then, one day she's like, I'm done. I don't want you anymore.
Fine.
So you're like, hey, there's other levels of hotness you're going out
Right.
there.
Right.
This is what would happen.
What?
A year later, I'd get a phone call.
A year later?
Yeah. My life's over.
My
Mike-
life's over.
Mike,
a year
my
later?
life's over.
Oh, it's not over
What's
right
wrong?
away. Somehow I let this.
No, because
slip
as
in.
you're going, it's like every girl gets lower and lower down the ladder.
So what-
You know,
what-
you went from a 10, then you meet some girl in a bar. She knew you were Mandy, so she wants to try you out, and she's a
an
9. Cool, or 9.
Yeah.
You're a 9.
You are fucked
And then
up.
after that 9, then
You're
it's like
fucked up.
all of a sudden you're at an 8. Before you know, you're at a 5.
Right.
And you're like, it's
So
over.
basically, Beulah comes up and goes, "I like toes," and that's what I'm taking home at that point. And then I decide to kill myself. You know what makes sense? What am I doing with Beulah anyway? Yeah, that makes sense.
You'd be like, Mike, my life. It's like I've
You
had
look,
the best.
you look sad that I wound up with Beulah.
I am.
She
I
likes-
am. That
she
made
likes-
me sad.
she
That,
likes-
that,
she
that
likes-
brought me down, man.
She likes toes.
That's so
That brought me down, man.
She likes toes.
I don't like
This is
it.
what I wind up with. Yeah, a gack sandwich.
So the lesson to everybody out there,
Right,
fans
this is
that are
awful.
watching, men,
men
is
All
never
the men that are
never
watching. Wait a
really
minute.
date a super hot
Yeah,
girl.
you'll never have any peace.
Or at least this.
Nah, you never have any
always
peace.
here's some relationship.
There's no such thing.
I'm gonna give some
Can't be.
relationship
No. Could
some
be.
knowledge. I'm gonna throw some knowledge on people.
You're gonna throw some knowledge.
Always
Oh, boy.
the weight
Get a big
has always
basket,
got to
folks.
be evenly distributed.
It does.
If it's one way
Good
or
luck.
the other,
Good luck.
you're gonna fail. So you got to realize in real life, you can walk around and call yourself a 9 or a 10, but you got to realize what you really are.
Okay.
So I'm like a 5. So it's like
You're
I gotta
like a
I gotta be with a 5.
5?
I can't be with a 7 or an 8 or a 9 or a
brutal.
10.
Okay.
I gotta be in a 5. Even a 6 throws it off.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
A 6 throws it
Yeah.
off. That's very interesting.
What do you consider yourself?
Why did I know you were going to do
Well,
that?
because you're the fucking star of the show.
I'm immeasurable.
People want to know what you have to say.
I'm immeasurable. I don't deserve a 1 to a 10. I'm like an infinity. Leave me out. I'm an X Factor. I'm timeless. What are you talking about? I shall never die. I shall return. What are you talking about? I'm the Pharaoh.
Steve?
I'm a 3.5.
I'm a 3.5. What's wrong
That's
with
why
you?
I'm off camera.
Well, hey,
I
look.
refuse to be graded numerically. What the frick?
Listen, there's nothing wrong with being
Rebel
a
right to
3.5.
the end. There's nothing wrong with being a 3. What about the other 7? Oh, it's 6.5. That's terrible. Where's this other 6.5?
In the gym somewhere.
In the gym.
You know, I really
somewhere.
don't think you're
I
a
almost
3.5.
felt
Dude,
basic
you're a
rights just
5.
now.
You're a
I'm a
5.
3.5.
You're a 5.
3.5.
We're 5s. We're a room of
You've got a
5s.
full head of hair still.
I do have a full head of hair.
Yeah, that is true.
Which is
Talking
shocking.
about-
And women like hair.
They do.
You don't
No,
even
you know
give
what?
yourself
I've
a
noticed a
score.
lot of women on Facebook putting up pictures of their favorite bald guys and saying like
Oh, yeah.
bald.
Are you
with a
talking
beard.
about those fake actresses and actors? And,
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Oh, okay.
yes.
Do they mean it? They're important.
There's
Their opinion means a lot.
a lot of bald guys.
I've seen-
in-
You mean that 60-year-old lady with no teeth in her mouth?
Oh
The
my
demo reel?
God. Monty's hot.
That Monty.
I like that Monty.
He's so hot.
By the way, have you
I would hope he'd oil up his head and massage my gums with it.
Yeah.
I love that fat bald guy on Monty the Pharaoh.
Have you been stalked lately? It seems like it's a quiet time for you. Has anybody been bothering you?
You know what?
lately?
You should not be calling that out.
What are you
on the air.
talking?
What are you trying to do?
about? There's
What are you
always some
trying to do?
weirdo. Okay, let me specify. Some weirdos are always bothering our page.
Yeah,
So
we've had
because
some
you handle
issues.
most of that, I'm asking
got some weirdos.
Has
I've had
any
some
weirdos
issues.
bothered us lately?
I've had them all. I've had.
You're on the
You got
keyboard
some
all the
weirdos.
time
I've had
for
some.
me. I don't know.
And nothing that's wrong with it. It seems like the
wackadoos,
men
man.
like me.
What is going on with that? By the way,
Dude, do I look at any
Not
bit
even- no.
like?
You're
Not
like
even
the
slightly.
wrestling world's Mark Wahlberg.
Oh my
You're
God!
like the wrestling world's Mark Wahlberg.
oh my God, really?
That Monty, he's so
Wait a second. Is
hot.
Wahlberg got his head shaved nowadays?
No, but
Then what we
Wahlberg
could-
was very big in the gay community.
The gay
He was
community
like
like
their
it?
poster boy. He was
I
like
had
they
no
loved
idea.
him. Yeah. So
Hey,
now-
look! I'll take it any which way I could get it.
You
listen,
will?
a compliment's a
A
compliment.
compliment's a
Wait a
compliment,
minute,
bro.
that came out wrong. What do you mean you'll take it any
Listen,
which way?
I got no problem with man, woman, or beast writing me on
Or
Facebook and
Beast.
saying you're
Right.
hot.
Beast? You've been
Yep.
contacted by Beasts?
Yes.
Yes.
Really?
There was a
Deers?
horse recently that was on our page.
I know. Wait a minute. This thing just came off. Did that mean I
Hello.
died?
You're all right.
Oh, okay. That's good. Yeah.
There was a horse. He came on. He said he would like me.
horsey?
Yes.
A horse
Yes.
or a horsey? A horsey?
A horse. Yeah.
Was his name
Quiet.
Ed?
No.
Hello, Monty.
Anyway, I don't know what the hell's going on here. Anyway, how do you like my shirt?
What is your shirt?
Nice.
Jesse Ventura for president.
What was that from?
This is brand new.
He's running again? He's going to run?
I'm voting for him.
You're going to vote for Jesse Ventura?
Trump or Jesse, either one or the other.
Hey, do you think that Bloomberg is going to somehow... Oh, boy, I can't believe I'm doing this. Do you think that Bloomberg is going to somehow win the other side of the coin for the runoff between Trump?
Yep.
Because I'm starting to get that feeling.
The Democratic Party cannot
I think
have Bernie
Bloomberg is
Sanders.
going to take out Bernie Sanders as far as the... he's going to overtake him.
Do you know that New York?
Biden got flushed like a turd.
Do you know the TSA? The TSA
Yeah.
now will not allow New Yorkers
Right.
like myself who
Right.
fly frequently
Right?
to use the Clear.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that?
I am aware of that. That news broke the other day.
And do you know why?
Go on.
Our great mayor
Right.
refuses to give database
Right.
access
Do you hear what the governor said?
to the FBI.
Did you hear what the governor... And the governor is telling the government to go check with the FBI.
How do you like
It's
that?
it's so nice when our elected officials basically tell our president, "Go F yourself."
Yeah, how do you like
that's
that?
a nice feeling.
How do you like
You guys
that?
are doing a great job keeping it, impartial and doing a level-headed job.
right.
Not what the hell is that? Lame.
He doesn't want to allow the FBI
Very lame.
access
Very lame.
to people. They could certainly ask
Gee, imagine
to
that,
see a certain individual.
Imagine why the government would stop us then from free travel, basically.
Yeah, sure.
Rights. We're basically telling them, F you, we'll do what we want, we'll pass through who we want. No, it doesn't work that way. The government comes first, buddy.
Unbelievable.
What is going on?
Anyway.
Chain of command completely lost at this point.
I
I
don't-
mean, coming from their side, not from the president.
I don't even know what to say, dude.
I just said it.
Anyway, well, you've been watching Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monty and the Pharaoh, seen here every Thursday from 8:05 to 9 p.m. only here out of Rockstar Studios, straight out of Huntington, New York. You can also catch us on cable on channel 115 on 8:30 till 9 p.m. on Tuesdays, and Saturdays from 6 a.m. to 6:30, and then soon to be on Channel 20. And you can catch us on Anchor, Podbean.
Yeah, wait a minute. What about the 4 to 5 drive?
And
Fox affiliate. Did you say that yet?
yes, I did.
All right,
It's actually 5 to 6.
Wait a minute. It is?
It is.
Wow, they changed it.
We want our. Did you catch us the first? Did you catch us last
I don't
week?
have the device. What's the device?
Just the phone.
My phone does this?
Yeah, just go to the network.
My phone doesn't do this.
Yeah,
cool.
you can.
All right, cool.
And you can catch us on the new Fox Affiliate RTF Sports Network on every Friday from 5 to 6. And you can catch us on YouTube, and you can catch us all other places. And don't forget all the people that are coming in to see us. And, man, this has been a long show with a lot of interesting comments. Got anything to send to the fans? Say goodbye to them, Pharaoh?
You've been watching Monty and the Pharaoh. Until next week, later.